Students, I am Mr. Anil Kumar Swine. Welcome you to the Gyan Jyoti online classes. Students, in the earlier videos, I have told you that we have been directed to complete the whole course, means the whole textbook, all the chapters of the textbook. Therefore, in this series, we will begin a new chapter from the section civics, and that is chapter number 6, rural administration. Students, what do you mean by rural? In India, our country, the different regions and different places are divided into two types. The first one is rural and the second one is urban. It means, rural means village areas and it means cities, towns. Okay students, this is the difference. So here we will study about the administration. Students, in Hindi, administration is called prasasan. It means how to rule, how to administer a particular area. It may be a village, that is Gram Panchayat is there. As I have told you in the previous class, that is Panchayat Raj system. In district level, district collector is the head of the district. He rules over the district, and at the at the state level, chief minister is the head of the state, and he administers the whole state, having different officers at the grassroots level, from the top to bottom. Students, here in the last chapter, we learned that the Gram Panchayat looks after the administration of a village. Yes, it's true, as I have told you a few minutes ago. But it is not possible for the Panchayat alone to deal with the various issues and problems that the people of the village may face on a daily basis. Yes, it's not the power of the Panchayat, or it's not only the Panchayat can solve the crisis or the problems, issues solved by the people. Solved by the Panchayat. And therefore, the Panchayat is aided in this task by some institutions and officials. So, in this chapter, we will study the role of the more important part of them, like the station house officer, students, and the patwari and the district collector. Students, the names of different officers and different designations, means the posts, are different from place to place. What we call in Odisha that RI, let us take the example of RI. RI stands for Revenue Inspector, but in some parts of our countries, let us take the example of Chhattisgarh, it is called Patwari. So the name differs from place to place. Their work may be the same, but the name or the designation changes from place to place. Okay students, then the main occupation of the people living in villages in India is still agricultural activities, farming, cultivation. We all know that I told you a dialogue about our country, that India lives in villages. If you want to see the real India, rural India, so rural India is the real India. If you visit the villages, then only you will know about the actual conditions, situations pertaining to our country. Since agriculture is primarily a land-based activity, disputes relating to land are common in villages. In case there is a dispute, villagers go to the police station. Students, you know, nowadays different type of disputes are arising from villages, especially related to land. And to solve the dispute, they go to the police stations. Okay, students. Now, the first subtopic in the rural administration is, students, police station. Students, you are small kids, but have you seen a police station in your town, in your locality? People often fear, they are afraid from the policemen. They don't want to go to the police station. Have you ever been? I hope you wouldn't go there. Okay students, only the criminals, the burglars, the thieves, they usually go to the police station. Even police help us in many ways to solve our problems, but most of the people are afraid of the policeman. Every village in India has a police station headed by station house officers. Students, especially in our state, the head of the police station, a single police station, is called inspector in charge. That is called, students, IIC. This happens in Odisha. But according to your textbook, it is most of the places it is called station house officer. The SHO, station house officer, but in India, in Odisha, we call them inspector in charge. That is called the IIC. Each police station has a defined area which comes under its control. Yes, students, let us take the example of Noapada. The police station, they have a particular area. They don't interfere with the jurisdiction or area of Kriya Road or Komna. They themselves have their independent police stations. People living in that area can go to the police station to report incidents of crime like robbery, murder, theft, disputes over land or property, and a number of other issues. Patwari. Next subtopic is Patwari. A group of villages has a special officer known as a Patwari. What is the work of him or her? Measuring land and maintaining land records is the main job or service, I can say, or duties of a Patwari. He is also responsible for organizing collection of land revenue from the farmers and providing information about crops grown in that area from the government. He is also responsible for spreading awareness about different types of schemes being launched by the government to provide them the right information. That is one of his duty. These records need to be updated from time to time as the farmers may change the crop grown on the fields or install a new tube well in his field. So these are the primary activities of a Patwari, or I can say in Odisha we call them as revenue inspectors. Alright. The work of the Patwari is supervised by a senior officer called a district collector, or sometimes Tahsildar, I can say. Okay. He is the main. District collector is the head of the revenue department or head of the district, so he is in charge of all these duties. Then, the most important topic in this subject is, in this chapter is the district collector. Who is the district collector of our district, students? Do you know? She is a lady. Mrs. Madhusmita Sahu is the district collector of our district. Every district have district collectors. Means in Odisha there are 30 districts. In India there are more than 600 districts. So there are maybe 600 district collectors. They look after the district. All in all, they are the head of the district, I can say. Like in earlier times, as there was a king who looked after the kingdom, in the same way the district collector is the head of the district. The states of India are divided into districts, which in turn are divided into units known as tahsils or talukas. Students, the district is divided into tahsils. Tahsils, talukas, small administrative areas, you can say. The administration of the district is overseen by the officer known as district collector, also known as the DC, who is an officer of the Indian Administrative Services, IAS. The district collector is an officer of IAS, Indian Administrative Services. The district collector is the representative of the government at the district level and coordinates. What is the duty of the district collector? Coordinates the activities of the department of the state government at the district level. What the state government is implementing different schemes, plans, and he implements them. He or she implements them at the district level. He coordinates them. The district collector or the DC supervises law and order. Is in charge of land and revenue administration at the district level. As I have told you, the district collector is the head of the revenue department. The district collector is assisted by other officials known as tehsildars, who take care of matters at the level of the tehsil. Together they oversee and coordinate the activities of the panchayats, SHOs and patwaris. They all help him or her in running the district administration. Then they have to hear disputes. They have also supervise the work of the patwaris, ensure the land revenues are collected and the records are being maintained in the right time, in the right direction or not, and ensure the farmers to get a copy of the record, that is called the patta. Okay students, you must have owned some land, agricultural land, so you must have patta there. So this is the record of the land, what different people keep with them for a record. The land disputes are heard at tehsildar's office. Yes, it's true, so students. What are the disputes among the farmers? They are heard in the tehsildar's office. Next student, the next subtopic is here is farmer and his records. Farmer and his records. Farmers often need a copy of the land records together with a map of their land. Yes, students, you must have seen that a transparent paper is used to draw diagrams of the land records. They have to pay a nominal fee for this. They may need those records for various reasons, for selling his land, for getting a bank loan for seeds and fertilizers, or for dividing his land among his children, among his brothers. So that is needed. That record is the most important part of land records. However, these records are not easy to get. They might have to run from pillar to post or pay bribes to get them. In many states, these records are now being computerized and kept at a panchayat office. So they are easily available and regularly updated. Students, some records are easily available because they are computerized. They easily get them through computerization and they are being provided at the panchayat offices, respective panchayat offices. So they can get the records very easily. Okay students, then next. We'll study. Students, now this is a very small chapter, students. So the last subtopic in the chapter is Hindu Succession Amendment Act. Students, what do you mean by the succession? What do you mean by amendment? That I will tell you. Till this new law was enacted in 2005, the women were deprived of their share in the family agricultural land. The property share would be divided among the sons when the father died. Students, succession means uttaradhikari, to get the share of your parents' property. So this is all about succession. Amendment means, students, that's an act, a change in the constitution. Okay students, then under the new law, mother and daughters can get an equal share in the property. Mother and daughter both, it may be a lady, so all of them would get the same amount of property, same quantity of property divided equally among all of them. The law applies across India. This law has benefited a large number of women. Students, suppose, let me give you an example that a person has, suppose, 100 acres of land. Suppose he has 4 sons and 1 daughter. What does it mean? I will tell you. 100 acres of land, 4 sons and 4 daughters. First of all, what was happening before this type of law? Only the 4 sons were getting their share of land. Means 25 into 4 equal to 100. The girl was deprived. Deprived from getting the property. She was left alone. But after the amendment of the Act, she also got the right to get the amount of property. It means the 4 sons along with their daughter, along with their sister, they get 20 into 5 equal to 100. It means 4 sons and 1 daughter. So there were 5 children equally divided by 100. It means 20. 4 sons when they were getting 25 acres of land, but after this law, the daughter also got the share, and it became 5. 4 plus 1 is equal to 5, and it became 20 into 5. It means 100 acres of land is divided equally among the 4 sons and 1 daughter. Okay, students. So this is the Amendment Act, Hindu Amendment Act. Here we are not studying the Islamic law or the Christianity law, that how the land is being divided, but in this chapter we'll study about the Hindu succession law. Students, then now the chapter is finished. So what is the summary of the chapter, students? We studied about the police station, that how the police helps us to solve the different problems. And if someone has stolen in our house, somebody has done murder, somebody has done some crime, police is there, police station is there to help us in every manner. If you go to the police station, you don't need to fear. They will help you in every stage. Nowadays, students, the modern policing has helped us to solve different types of problems. Then, students, the next topic was Patwari, that I have told you in Odisha, it is called the revenue inspector. He keeps a land record of all the agricultural land, different types of plots in the nearby areas or in our villages. And nowadays, students, every Gram Panchayat offices, they do have a RI office. So this is needed. So this office is strictly needed in our country to keep a land record of our land or plots. Okay, students. Then next is district collector. Students, district collector is the most important designation or the post in running a democracy like ours. He is the most important person. Otherwise, a district can't run. Like I have told you that a king was there in the ancient era. The district collector is the new king of the modern era. The district collector's office was founded by the Britishers more than 300 years ago. Then, students, next is farmer and his records. Students, farmers, you know who are your parents may be farmers. They need to keep their records for better agricultural purposes, to keep a record, to sell them, to buy new lands, that is needed. And nowadays, students, the records are being computerized. Most of the panchayats, they do have computers. The last one is, students, the Hindu Succession Amendment Act that I have told you, explained you. So, students, this was the whole topic all about rural administration. And students, now I hope you would have understood the topic. And at the end of the topic, students, I always say that please go through the textbook for better understanding while watching the video. Students, by saying this, I am saying goodbye to all of you students. Thank you very much. Bye bye.